Alright, so for this build I am using some Guyker Locking Tuners and a Guyker bridge that I'll go over in a minute. I've used a bunch of Guyker stuff before, had really good luck with it. This is the first time I'll be using their locking tuners though. So the reason I ordered these is because I kind of like tuners to have, I like stagger tuners, and I like them to go kind of long, medium, short, because I've had really good luck not having to use string trees and not having any buzzing or anything. Interesting, they have these plates. I'm not sure if I'll use those. So they look pretty good. It's the Fender style. I got the ones with a little locator screw because I've got one of those jigs where you drill the two little locating pins, and the jig is lost amongst all this mess here. And I got a 3D printed one from Reverb, and it doesn't work very well. They're not exactly in the right spot. You can even kind of see, and then end up having to refill it and fill the hole and re-drill it. So I just decided to get these, and they don't really say anything on them. They're not like screaming Guyker all over the place, but they feel pretty heavy. We'll see how they go. I'll give you my honest opinion. I really like this bridge though. So I had mentioned before that I have kind of a weird quirk with bridges that I hate screw and trim arms. So this is a press-in. It doesn't have the tip on it, but I might be able to, I don't know, maybe I'll figure out if I can run a thread down that, or I'll just leave it. But I don't know if this has doesn't look like it has a set screw. Some of the bridges I have a way of tightening this, but I think this is just a friction fit. So yeah, it just goes right in there, and we'll see how that goes. I kind of like to be able to tighten it, but it's really, really solid. I like the way the saddles are. So we'll see how that goes. You get your springs and claws. So we'll try it. I just kind of wanted to do all the same parts to see how they kind of went. Guyker's not paying me to do this. They didn't send me this. I just kind of bought all this stuff. But I think this was like 45 bucks, so that's pretty inexpensive. And can't remember how much these were, but we will see how they go.
A few moments later.
Alright, so upon closer inspection, this is threaded, this hole, and if I look down there, there's a little kind of a bolt that goes up. So I said I don't like screw and trim arms. Well, if you turn this, it screws in. So, but it stays, and it's not like the Fender one where when you take it out, you have a spring that falls somewhere. So anyway, we'll see how we like it. I think I can just keep tightening it and figuring out where I want it. So yeah, I don't mind that too much. It's not kind of like a pop out like I like, but I mean it's still okay. We'll see how much I hate this or how much I don't hate this. So I found an issue with this, this wiring module, whatever you want to call it, and it is that when you install it, these little, you know, spots where they're sort of basically the legs of the caps, they will touch and ground out against the back of the pickguard if you have a shielded pickguard. So what I've done is I put little nuts on the bases of these, and I've also covered that with some electrical tape, and that kind of, the nuts kind of make the module stand off a bit more, and then the tape is kind of added insurance. So we'll see how that goes. The other issue is that if you look at the wiring diagram from Guyker, it looks like, to me, since this is the ground screw, that goes like this, right? So the hot and the ground would be connected to here for the output jack. It's not. This is actually turned this way, so even though the hot and the ground looks like it's here next to the ground lug. So that kind of threw me off. I was testing and testing and testing. So yeah, so this is kind of, I have yet to test the rest of these, but the output jack actually goes close to the grounding lug, the opposite of the way this shows. So that was a long time of troubleshooting, but there you go. Now you don't have to do it yourself if you buy one of these. All right, for this bridge, because of this, where the trem arm goes in, this is larger than, you know, it's larger than this. I ended up having to Dremel a little route for it right there to go in, but now it's straight. Otherwise, it was kind of cocked this way, and I was trying to figure out why, and that's exactly why. So now that I've put this little relief in here, it sits exactly the way it should. So I guess it's all about, you know, working with what you got and figuring out how to make things work. All right, so there's one thing I started doing with guitar fetish bodies that I now do with all of these kind of, you know, less expensive bodies. Whenever I drill a hole for anything, whether it's a pickguard or the bridge, I'll drill the hole the size that the screw needs, and then I'll go like 2 sizes larger, and I'll just drill a little bit kind of in to get through the clear coat, because with a lot of them, if you drill it the exact size as the screw goes in, it kind of fractures the poly, and you'll get, on one of my other bodies, I had bits and pieces coming off a while ago. So now when I drill that, the top of it, the 2 sizes larger, it kind of just makes a kind of a hole in the poly, and then this can just go in without putting pressure on it. So just that's what I've been doing since, and it's worked out really well. Right, so I had another little issue here. One of the nuts that holds the tuner in place, the hole was not the right size. I had to actually run a drill up in it to kind of open it up a little bit. But yeah, so a little issue with these, maybe like a quality control thing. Also, one or two of them, the threads were not great, so I really had to like be careful putting them in. But yeah, so we'll see. Also, on the website it said that these are 3 different lengths, and they're actually 2 different. There's a short and a, well, there's, in my case, there's 3 shorts, a medium, and 2 long instead of 2 of each. So yeah, I think probably a packaging quality control issue again. So hopefully that's the last of the quality control issues we run into. Alright, so we're done. Pretty fun build. I guess they all are. So I'm going to kind of go through the different parts I used and what I think. So I'll start with the tuning machines. So these were the Guyker Locking Tuners, like this on the back. I can't find them on the website anymore. Maybe there's a reason. I like Stagger tuners. These were fine. Couple issues. I think I'd mentioned it in the video that one of the mediums ended up being a short as far as height. Not the end of the world. I also had a casting plug in one of these where I couldn't get the string in. I had to kind of pick it out, and it fell out. And I might have it here somewhere. It just looks like a little metal slug, and I think that's just, you know, also a quality control issue. So I'm gonna give the tuners maybe like a 5 out of 10, and a lot of that is because if I turn, you get a good bit of, you get maybe 90 degrees of movement before you hear a difference in the strings. And I hate dead spots in tuners, so yeah, I'd probably use a different tuner next time. Bridge, probably 9 out of 10. I really like the bridge. I know I hate screwing in trim arms, and I have one now on this. It's not bad because the plastic sleeve gives it kind of a bit of resistance, so it doesn't kind of flop around. But otherwise, I love the way it looks. I love the way the saddles look. It intonated great. It's got a really thick block. Springs are good. Everything was really good. So I do like the bridge a lot. This obsidian style wiring module, whatever you call it, it was cool. In the end, it didn't save any soldering because I ended up putting a Schaller mega switch. Usually I would just put a mini switch to get like bridge and neck together, but yeah, you can't. Well, you can, but this takes up so much space that you end up being out here for the switch, and it ends up being too close to the switch for my taste, and you end up having to drill into the body because that module takes up almost all of this cavity, and you can't just put one here, which is where I'd normally put it. It's just kind of not an option. So I ended up pulling the switch and putting this switch so I get my bridge and neck, which is my favorite combo. So yeah, I mean, other than the fact that the wiring diagram was wrong, I guess it would save time if you're just plugging it in. I think what would save more time and be cheaper is if I just went and picked up a pre-wired harness on Guitar Fetish, which has all the pots and the switch and everything all pre-wired, and it has the jack that you can just plug the jack in, so you don't have to solder that. And it's less than half the price, and it doesn't take up all the space in the cavity. So I think I'd probably do that instead. So pickups. I cannot say enough about Tonerider pickups. I think this is probably my 5th or 6th set. These are the Classic Blues, a little bit hotter than the ones that I've used before. I've used Pure Vintage, love them. City Limits are pretty good, but for the price, even not considering the price, they're just phenomenal. I mean, they always sound great. Take not really a terribly long time to get here, but yeah, great price. If you email them, the service is really good. I just really like Tonerider pickups. It's what I use in almost everything now. I've got them in humbucker guitars. I've got them in a bunch of Strats. They work great. Body ended up working out well. The neck is pretty nice. I wish the neck was darker. I've said it 1,000 times now. I might do something to the neck later on. I don't know. But yeah, overall, you know, it ended up successful build, I think. It's actually been done a week. Making a video actually is a lot of work, and I had a lot of I wouldn't say I've fought with it a lot, but I have a much better appreciation now for how much work goes into like a video that you actually kind of care about how it looks. So anyway, there's going to be a demo. I'm going to play of this at the end of the video if you want to stick around for it. My playing is not fantastic, but great backing track that I picked up from Vito Estone. I'm going to link to him in the bottom of this. But other than that, yeah, it was a fun time.